You are well versed with the estimation of national income by product method, value added method, or industrial origin method. Now, the next important method is income method. You know that the manufacturer hires the factors of production, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, and then pay remuneration, compensation for their services. Now the income goes to the various factors of production. They use this income in purchasing goods and services for their consumption. Now the whole of the income, it is supposed that income will either be expended on purchase of goods and services or may be saved. Now the whole of the income of all the factors of production will be the national income. So the next method, income method, in which we get the sum total of the income of all the factors of production, and that will give you the national income NNPFC. According to this method, there are four factors, four components which are to be added for finding out national income. The first factor is compensation of employees. Next, operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed, and then net factor income from abroad. Compensation of employees is a combined item of income given to labor, in which you include salary and wages given in cash or in kind. If the employees are provided free accommodation or free servant, free car, or other facilities which are not provided in cash, these should also be added. And the contribution towards social security schemes, PF, pension fund, insurance, etc., that should be also a compensation to employees. And then pension to retirement. So compensation to employees include salaries and wages in cash, salaries and wages in kind, employers, not employees, employers' contribution towards social security schemes and pension or retirement. You should note clearly that transfer income, that is old age pension, should not be included. Transfer income is not a part of national income, and therefore this income should not be included. So compensation of employees include salaries and wages in cash, salaries and wages in kind, employers' contribution towards social security schemes, and pension, PF, etc. on retirement. If you are given compensation of employees and then other parts also, then you should avoid these other items, because you are given the total of various items, various compensations paid to employees. So first component under this method is compensation to employees. Now, the second is operating surplus. Operating surplus includes four items: rent, royalty, interest, and profit. Again, rent, royalty, interest, and profit. Profit also includes dividend, corporate tax or corporate savings, and retained earnings. The total of these three items is called profit. So under operating surplus, you should include rent, royalty, interest, and profit. Now the third component is mixed income of self-employed. Some manufacturers produce goods and services for their own and for earning purposes also. So the income of these persons should be added back for finding out national income by this method. So third component is mixed income of self-employed, and then net factor income from abroad, that is the income earned by normal residents in other countries in rest of the world. Again, I will repeat, for estimating national income by income method, you should get the sum total of four components, four items. First item, compensation of employees, which includes salaries and wages in cash, salaries and wages in kind, employers' contributions towards social security schemes, and pension or retirement. The second component, operating surplus, that includes rent, royalty, interest, and profit. The third component is mixed income of self-employed, and the fourth factor is net factor income from abroad. If you get the total of these four items, four components, that will give you national income, NNPFC. No adjustments are necessary to get national income. The total of these four factors will be the national income. Now, the four factors for calculating, for estimating national income should be learned in detail. The compensation of employees can be calculated by adding wages and salaries in cash, wages and salaries in kind, employers' contribution towards social security schemes, and then pension on retirement. If you are given the compensation of employees, then these other items, if given, should be avoided, should be ignored. Now, the second, operating surplus. Operating surplus is calculated by adding rent, actual rent, and imputed rent, then interest on loans taken for productive services only. Consumption loans interest on consumption loans should be avoided. And profit includes corporate tax or corporate savings dividend and retained earnings. Now the third component is mixed income of self-employed, refers to income of on account workers and unincorporated enterprises, retail traders, small shopkeepers, etc. So NNPFC will be equal to NDPFC plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad. That will give you NNPFC, and NNPFC is called national income. Now for example, you are given calculate gross national product at market price, GNP MP. Now there are two factors. You have to calculate gross income, and that is also at market price. The total of four components will give you national income, NNPFC. And after calculating NNPFC, if you add back depreciation, that will give you GNPFC. And again, if you add net indirect taxes, then that will give you GNP MP. So in this question, you have to calculate GNP MP. At first, we will calculate NNPFC, and again that will be easy to calculate national income. You know that you are given rent, interest, dividend and corporate tax. The total of these four items will give you operating surplus. The first four items, rent, interest, dividend, undistributed profits and corporate tax, will give you operating surplus. So operating surplus will be 20 crores plus 30 crores plus 45 crores plus 5 crores and then 10 crores. That will be 110 crores. The total of operating surplus equal to 110 crores. Now compensation of employees is given, that is 400. You should add back 110 plus 400, that is 510. If you are to calculate gross national product and therefore consumption of fixed capital, that is depreciation, should also be added back. So 510 crores plus 10, that is 520, and then you have to calculate on market value, and therefore net indirect taxes should also be added back. So 50 crores will be added back, and then net factor income from abroad. Now as calculated in the following illustration, you see NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. Operating surplus is equal to rent, interest and profit. Rent is 20, interest is 30, profit is the total of dividend, undistributed profit and corporate tax, that is 60. Operating surplus is equal to 20 plus 30 plus 60 is equal to 110 crores. Now NDPFC is equal to 400 plus 110 plus mixed income of self-employed is 0, and so that is 510. Now GDPFC is equal to NNPFC NDPFC plus depreciation or plus consumption of fixed capital, that is 10, and therefore it comes to 520 crores. GDP-MP is equal to GDP-FC plus net indirect taxes, that is 50. So 520 plus 50 is equal to 570. GDP-MP plus net factor income from abroad, that is minus 10, and therefore national income will be 560 crores. Now the second example, calculate national income by income method. You are given wages and salaries, that is the part of compensation to employees. Royalty interest, you have to ignore change in stock, that is not in the components of national income, calculation of national income by income method. You should ignore also indirect taxes, because the total of 4 components will give you national income, NNPFC. Rent, profit after tax and corporate tax, then these items should be added back. Subsidies, you have to ignore subsidies also, because the total of 4 factors will give you national income. Net factor income from abroad is given minus 10. Now, and NDPFC is equal to compensation of expenditure. So yeah, let's I will give you certain examples regarding a calculation of national income by income method, and you have to solve various problems regarding this also. But now I will take the third method, that is expenditure method. Expenditure method depends based on the expenditure by all the consumers. Income, whatever you earned by providing factor services, you will either spend on consumption of durable, non-durable capital goods, or you may save. So the total of expenditure and savings, that is investment, will be equal to the income earned by the factors of production. So third method is based on expenditure. The income earned by you will be either saved or may be expended on acquiring goods and services, and therefore this method will also give you the same result of national income. Under this method, GDP-MP is equal to private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. The total of these items will give you GDP-FC. Now you should learn clearly or identify the sources of final expenditure and classify them as private final consumption expenditure and government final consumption expenditure. Domestic capital formation, net exports. If net domestic capital formation is given, then to find out the gross domestic capital formation, you should add back the consumption of fixed capital or depreciation. Now, third point, aid private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation and net exports. So that will give you GDP MP. You subtract the value of depreciation from GDP MP, we will get NDP MP. And if we subtract net indirect taxes, then we will get NDPFC. Now national income will be NNPFC. So from NDPFC, if you want to get NNPFC, you should add net factor income from abroad. So NNPFC according to expenditure method will be NDPFC plus net factor income from abroad. Now the example, calculate gross national product at market price by expenditure method. Net exports, you are given net exports, private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, net domestic capital formation, consumption of fixed capital, net indirect tax, and net factor income from abroad. Under this method, if you want to get NNPFC or national income, you should proceed from private final consumption expenditure, then add government final consumption expenditure, then gross domestic capital formation. If gross domestic capital formation is not given, then you should add consumption of fixed capital or depreciation. Now, GDP MP is private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. In the given illustration, you know that private final consumption expenditure is equal to 400, government final consumption expenditure is equal to 100, government domestic capital formation, you are given the net domestic capital formation, you should add back depreciation. So, and the net domestic capital formation plus depreciation, that will be equal to 60. Net exports 10. GDP MP is equal to 400 plus 10 plus 100 plus 60 plus 10 is equal to 570 crores. Now, if you want to convert MP GDP into GNP-MP, then net factor income from abroad should be added. That is minus 10. That will be 560 crores. Then GNP-MP will be 560 crores. If you want to get NNPFC, then at first you should subtract depreciation or consumption of fixed capital, and then net indirect taxes, that is the net indirect taxes plus net indirect tax minus subsidies. That will give you net indirect taxes, and that should be deducted to find out NNP, FC, NNP at factor cost. Now the second example, calculate national income by expenditure method. The items given are government final consumption expenditure, household final consumption expenditure, indirect tax, final consumption expenditure of private non-profit institutions serving households, gross domestic fixed capital formation, net exports, subsidies, net factor income from abroad, and change in stock. Now, the private final consumption expenditure is bifurcated into two parts: household expenditure and expenditure by non-profit organizations, institutions, and other items you are given the change in stock. Change in stock also the part of gross capital formation. Gross capital formation includes gross fixed capital formation as well as gross fluctuating capital formation, and this fluctuating or circulating capital formation includes change in stock, that is CS minus OS, closing stock minus opening stock. So GDP MP it will be private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. Private final consumption expenditure may be given as a single item or may be given in a bifurcated form. So in this illustration you are given household final consumption expenditure plus final consumption expenditure of private non-profit institution, that comes to 630 crores. Government final consumption expenditure is 120 crores. Gross domestic capital formation includes change in stock also, that is CS minus OS, that is 60 plus 10 is equal to 70. GDP MP will be 620 plus 120 plus 70 minus 20 is equal to 800. Now NDP MP, from GDP MP, if you want to calculate NDP MP, then you should deduct consumption of fixed capital or depreciation. So after subtracting depreciation, you will get 800, as depreciation is not given, that is 0. Now NDP FC, you should deduct net indirect taxes. Indirect taxes are 100 and subsidy 30. So net indirect taxes is equal to 100 minus 30. If you deduct 70 from 800, that is NDP FC, you will get NDP MP, you will get NDP FC. And if you add net factor income from abroad, then that is in minus negative, so you will get 725, that is national income, NNP FC. Now the third example, calculate gross national product at factor cost from the following. Gross national product, that is, you should not deduct depreciation or consumption of fixed capital. You have to calculate at factor cost, therefore you should deduct net indirect taxes, that is indirect taxes minus subsidy. You are given net domestic fixed capital formation, and for finding out gross domestic capital formation, you should add consumption of fixed capital, that is 50. You are given closing stock and opening stock, that is change in stock CS minus OS, that should also be added back. You are given net exports, that should be added. You are given private final consumption expenditure, then net factor income from abroad. Now if you want to calculate, your calculation will be GDP MP is equal to private final consumption expenditure PFCE plus GFCE plus GDKF plus net exports. Private final consumption expenditure PFCE is equal to 1500 crores. Government final consumption expenditure is equal to 200 crores. GD gross domestic capital formation is equal to NDFKF plus change in stock plus depreciation, and net exports is equal to minus 10. So GDP MP gross domestic product at market price will be equal to 1500 plus 200 plus 440 minus 10 is equal to 2130. Now GDP MP minus net indirect taxes, that is equal to 2130 minus 50, that is 2080, and then GNP FC, you should add net factor income from abroad, that is minus 10. So national income will be 2070 crores. Now fourth example, calculate gross domestic product at market price from the following data. Consumption of fixed capital, closing stock, private consumption expenditure, opening stock, net factor income from abroad, exports, government final consumption expenditure, imports, net indirect tax, net domestic capital formation. If you are given exports and imports separately, then the difference will be net exports. If you are given closing stock and opening stock, then the difference between these two will give you the amount of change in stock. And if you are given gross domestic capital formation, change in stock, and net exports, then you should add back these items. So government gross domestic product at market price will be equal to private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. Net exports, exports minus import, not imports minus exports. Private final consumption expenditure is 500. Gross government final consumption expenditure is 200. Gross domestic capital formation is equal to net domestic capital formation plus depreciation, that is equal to 300 plus 50, 350. Net exports is equal to exports minus imports, not imports minus exports. That is equal to 25 minus 40 is equal to minus 15. And GDP MP is equal to 500 plus 200 plus 350 minus 15, that is 1035 crores GDP MP. Now the next example, calculate gross national product at market price by expenditure method. Items are the same. You are given private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross domestic capital formation, net imports, consumption of fixed capital, net indirect tax, net factor income from abroad, and change in stock. Now GDP MP is equal to private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. Private final consumption expenditure is given 200. Government final consumption expenditure is given as 50 crores. Gross domestic capital formation is 60. Net exports is equal to minus 10. Then gross domestic product at market price is equal to 200 plus 50 plus 60 minus 10. Then from GDP MP, if you want to calculate GNP MP, then that will give you the you should add back net factor income from abroad, that is minus 20. So GNP MP will be equal to 280 crores. Now the next example. Now there are certain precautions which are to be considered for calculating national income by expenditure method. These precautions are, as per the product method or income method, the expenditure on intermediate goods should not be included. Intermediate goods, the goods or services which are used to produce goods and services, that is raw material, that is services or raw goods which is used for producing final goods and services. Second, the expenditure on second-hand goods and scraps should not be included because the value of these items is included previously when these are manufactured. So you should keep in mind that we should not include the expenditure incurred on the acquiring second-hand goods, or if you sell scrap, that should also not to be included. The third precaution is the expenditure on transfer payments should not be included. That is scholarships, donations, financial assistance, old age pensions, unemployment allowances, etc., which you get without any labor for acquiring these should not be included. Therefore, the expenditure on illegal goods should not be included, on lotteries or expenditure incurred on horse racing, on smuggling, on corruption, etc. should not be included. Nominal GDP, the fifth item, the expenditure on products produced through leisure time activities and normal market activities should not be included. That is, you grow vegetables in your kitchen or in your house, this should not be included. The services rendered by your family members should not be included. Nominal GDP, now there is a classification, nominal GDP and real GDP. Nominal GDP is the market value of final goods and services produced in a country in a year. Increase in prices will lead to increase in nominal GDP. Nominal GDP is equal to output into current year prices. Now, you know that during the financial year 2019-20, you produce 10 million tons of various food grains, and prices were 40% below the present level. If during the year 2020-21 it may be that production may decrease, but due to rise in prices, the total value of goods may be higher than the previous year. That will show that GDP has increased. Now, it is not correct to measure the national income, and therefore the concepts of nominal GDP and real GDP are important. Nominal GDP is calculated by multiplying the amount of goods and services by the market value, current prices. You may say GDP at current prices, at prevailing prices, and or you may say at money prices, or you may say nominal GDP. Now that will not give you the real prosperity, the real increase or decrease in your national income. Therefore, the concept of real GDP is important. Real GDP refers to GDP at constant prices, at base year prices, at fixed prices. For comparison, it is necessary that you should compare the production at two dates in 2 years at the same prices. So, real GDP refers to GDP at constant prices. It is the value of goods and services produced in the current year, taking base year prices in consideration. The formula to calculate GDP, real GDP from nominal GDP, will be equal to nominal GDP upon current year price index, current price index into 100. Current price index will be summation P1 upon summation P0 into 100. P1 is equal to current year prices, P0 is equal to base year prices. So at first you should calculate current year index numbers by summation P1 upon summation P0 into 100. Then the nominal GDP should be divided by current year price index numbers multiplied by 100 will give you the real GDP. Real GDP is the better index of welfare. It takes price rise into consideration. Real GDP increases only when production of goods and services increases, whereas nominal GDP increases only due to the increase in price level. So, nominal GDP may increase just because of the price rise,